Hello guys, welcome back to Alan Wake Remastered Part 3! Let's get back into this one! Remember last time there was a copper that came picked us up and we found a few things that told me of the future. As well, I remember. Then we killed a guy called
I'm home.
something.
Back here, sweetie.
I think we're having a
How is
flashback.
it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Oh, I love a good old coffee. Can't start the day without coffee. I'm telling you. If you start work without coffee, it does the day. You're just gonna be tired.
Coffee's on.
Great. Thanks.
Careful.
I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Finish what? What are you gonna finish them by tomorrow? Oh, QR code. I wonder what that is. It's probably some sort of reference thing if you scan it. If you guys want to scan it, you can. Leave it in the comments what it is if you guys want as well. Appreciate it. F5.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Okay. Well, that's not gruesome at all. I saw an extra piece of paper I didn't remember seeing
It's
before.
true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Weird. Oh, there's a shitter. There's my butt shaver. My butt hair comber. There. Alright. If I can interact with any of this stuff. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah. Anything there? Nah.
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Oh, nice winter. Right. Let's continue. Anything else in here? I think I explored everything back here though. In this room.
Oh, hey. I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
What happened last night? Alright, tell these photos.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan? Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry!
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay, hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
Yeah, because she's afraid of the dark. I forgot about that.
Stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done
Oh.
here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
As I was saying before. Oh, well. Bit laggy. How long's it been lagging for?
Testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Mr.
My
Wake,
recording's lagging a
the
bit.
sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
I think we're coming up to a video, because whenever that starts lagging, it usually means we're going up close to a video. Usually. Sorry guys, it's going to be a bit laggy for a bit.
Alice was missing. I needed help to find her. I wasn't ready to
The sheriff
leave.
wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Where's her office? I went past it. Missing Richard Burke, Bruce Dansky, and Jacob Miller on a camping trip. Overdue. Haven't been in a contact. If you have seen them or know their whereabouts, please call 559932. Thank you. No problem.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now. Your phone, Mr. Wake?
It's weird how the game's like lagging and that. Anyway.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Mr.
Don't
Wade,
do
can I
nothing
help you with
stupid,
anything?
pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wade. You can get there through the cell corridor.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time.
Drunk
I
ass.
only got drunk afterward.
A drunk
In
ass.
spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Oh. Right, yeah.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
So that's what that happened, why that drunk was like that. Oh my. Anything else?
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Jesus. I can kick a hole for a fence. Just wham. Alright.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
So that's in the future.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Okay, let's head off then. Out we go. And he's passed out.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh! Hey! Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi.
I think I do.
We're gonna lock you up.
Why say that again? That was funny. Oh my.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
Well, there might be something else.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you.
Guys, want to read this? You can. Oh, wrong button.
And she was very helpful when I was looking for you.
Oh, there's something there? No. Alright, let's continue.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
Took some drugs.
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week. And someone's got Alice.
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Oh my god. Doggo. Ah.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake, I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Shut up, Barry. Alright.
think this is the form you wanted?
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Righty.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear?
Oh god. Barry, you're loud off.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
So, hay fever.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Hey, Barry. Let's see if there's anything out of here. One of these. Saw something about berries. Berries. That's everything. Wait, do I even have a gun? I think they took my goddamn gun away. They did. I have no gun. And accidentally replaced the batteries. Alright, let's continue down this trail.
Wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Walk through the door now.
Sixth form. Oh, I missed something.
He had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Fucking I would if I saw that. Someone was going crazy, it was one of my friends. Wouldn't know what to believe. Oh, I do have a gun.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
In here. Later in here.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm gonna check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape.
Okay, I think I'm done with that radio. They're just having an all person's rant. Alright. Spoopy. Oh. Another earthquake. Windows are broken. Who's anyone side? Kick. Okay. Not one of these things.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
And it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took your kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. The white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
That was an easy way to describe what happened there. That was the dumbest episode so far. Aww. If you haven't figured, that person was obviously not the father. The father was the one that was obviously had his head punched in, and that person kidnapped the son. Sounds of it anyway. Unless I'm a dumbass and I completely misinterpreted the whole thing. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was meaning for the whole. But a sheet.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Oops, sorry, not to play Mike.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page."
What? Jesus.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
Oh my.
Can you hear me? Anyone? Please help!
Hello?
I'm back here.
What the shit?
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Jesus.
Whoever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Wait, warehouse was his office. That's not it. Rusty, where's your office?
Shh. Good boy.
Is it across from me? That'll be, I think.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
It's a manuscript.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Jesus. That poor bugger behind me. That sounds bloody awful. Oh, stuck. Come on. What's this?
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Because the light is safety. Alright.
It was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty!
The ground was covered with burning patches. It looked like inky darkness.
Come on. Oh no. Dog's gone too.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Hook him. Oh my.
Please don't feed the animals.
What?
Fishing is only permitted for those visitors who purchase a park fishing license. Obey park ranger's instructions at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never. No closer than 100 yards. 2 bears and wolves never approach any other wildlife closer than 25 yards. Pets must leave. Never leave your pet unattended. It is against the law to remove any doors or decorations from the park grounds.
So roasty. Die. Jesus. Well, okay. Hope Doggo got out. Or Rusty. Rose is definitely gonna be upset. Oh, don't tell me the dog is like what the creature.
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Oh, can't sue the Blade Ghost, can you now?
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Oof. That poor fella. It's a flare gun. My shotgun.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Yeah. That's stuff, should I? Yeah, let's enter the Moonshine Cave. Might be some extra over here. I open it's not an extra. Looks like there is. Ah, shotgun. We got the shotty back and the flare gun. Birds. Yellow. Oh, it's not fair. Get rid of my little light. Oh shit. I can't move. I'm stuck. It wedged me in the rock. Oh. Alright. Trust. Oh, you're joking me, right? I have to go back through the whole cave. Alright. I'll cut from here, guys. Be right back. Alright, guys. I'm back now. Oh, I got my stuff back. I'll play this one a little bit smart this time. Ow. Alright. Oh yeah. They're dead. Excuse me. Lowest peaks that way, and there's another path that goes this way. Okay. One of these.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Cat. Anything up here? Any gear? Nope. I think we have to continue on. Sure. Come for me. No, shotgun. Yes. Now let's go down to Lover's Peak. This direction. Sure. Shit. Can't move! I keep getting stuck on the branch. Stupid ass branch. Oh, okay. It's Christ, heavy duty guy. God damn it. Yeah, I might go up the hill. It's a lot harder than this looks. Okay. Great old one. Want to read this? See if you want to know something about it. Pause the video. Oh shit! Let me have you. Ow! Ow! Jesus Christ! That's it. Get rid of him for a bit. Things are annoying. They bundle up. Someone didn't like their phone call, I'm guessing. Alright. Crikey. So much stuff on me. It's got to hit berries. That's good. Let's we continue now. Lava speakers this way. Let's go this way. Right, I think shit's fallen anyway. Might have to go a long way around. Checkpoint. Might make this video go for an hour. Going the other way? Maybe that's it. Guess we just walk forward. Ah, I see where we can go over.
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Oh, looks like someone's coming after him. Oh, there's a button! So hopefully this button goes somewhere. Just gotta continue the story. Ugh. Alright, let's go. No, I want to go. Okay, can I push this?
Shit.
Oh my. Still have a flare gun.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming.
That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
Yeah, nah, shit, the flare keeps them away. Okay.
You can see them too?
Hell, of course I see him. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Alright.
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake. You better keep up. You set him up, and I'll knock him down, Wake.
Right, yeah. Well, we'll continue this next time. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like and subscribe. Remember to check out my Twitch as well. I'm always doing some streams every day when I possibly can. And, yeah. Have a good one. See yous!